Welcome to the first installment of a new series on this channel entitled QI Tools of the Trade, in which I share with you the most useful apps that I've found to make your quality improvement project go a lot more smoothly. Have you ever had a project stagnate, fail to move forward, and then just get forgotten? Do you find that it's difficult to maintain consistency with the QI method from project to project? If so, then this video is for you, because I'm going to be going over the benefits of using the app Monday for your quality improvement project. Before I started using Monday, I was very much in the situation that I just described. So I was managing the quality improvement curriculum and often overseeing several groups who were doing QI projects. And what I found was I had this underlying sense of anxiety because I really wasn't sure where groups were in their project work. I didn't know whether they were moving projects forward or whether they were just stagnating. I had no idea, and I had to just trust that things were moving forward. Furthermore, when I actually evaluated the projects, I found that the quality improvement process was not being applied uniformly. And so I found that the resulting projects often would be missing pieces that, in retrospect, should have been addressed earlier. Enter Monday, the app, which was a suggestion from my beautiful and smart wife, Krista, who brought this piece of software to my attention when she noticed that I was having these problems. What is Monday exactly? It is a web-based piece of project management software that is A, very visual, and B, very action-oriented. So the overarching philosophy is that very quickly, at a glance, you should be able to see all of the critical pieces of information about your project. Now, this is key because a lot of the time, and I would say perhaps even most of the time, quality improvement projects do not fail because of faulty strategy. The strategy is sound, but the failure is from execution. And there's an excellent book on execution called The 4 Disciplines of Execution, which will be the subject of another video. But suffice to summarize it here today with the 4 principles. So first, focus on the wildly important. Second, focus on the lead measures. Third, create a visually compelling scoreboard. Fourth, create a cadence of accountability. Now, Monday helps with numbers 3 and 4. It creates a visually compelling scoreboard, and it also helps with creating accountability. So rather than me just telling you about it, why don't I show you? All right, so I brought you here to one of my ongoing projects, the Red Team Goals of Care project, which is a project that I'm sharing with couple of other of my colleagues. So the central feature of Monday are these boards. So generally speaking, each project should have a board, and it allows us to see exactly who will do what by when, which is a key project management principle. So I've created all of the tasks that need to be completed for the project here, and I've actually grouped them by project phase. We're very early in this project, so a lot of the tasks are mainly in doing background stuff. So we still have to do the literature review, and we've got a couple of us working on that. Still have to submit to ethics, and I've assigned myself that, and you can see that I'm currently working on it, and that the due date is, well, tomorrow, so I better get on that. You can see that there are different statuses, so done, working on it, and stuck, and you can customize these however you want. And so very quickly we can see that in the problem definition phase, for example, that we have a few tasks that are done, we have a few tasks that are outstanding still, and who exactly is responsible for those tasks, and we can see which tasks need to be done next. Okay, so this is a very powerful at a glance way to see whether or not there are any bottlenecks that need to be addressed. So this setup lends itself very well to the accountability piece. Anybody who's a team member at any time could see where tasks are and whether things are moving along or not. So I mentioned about consistency. Now, to create consistency, here's something that I did with Monday. So I actually created a project template here. And the project template is something that I give to every single one of my quality improvement students who does a project with me. And it is basically a pre-populated set of tasks that are associated with every single phase of the quality improvement process, going from problem definition all the way up to tests of change and everything in between. So in this way, I can make sure that students are following the steps in the proper order and not skipping steps. And I can see exactly where they are in the process accordingly. Now, students or colleagues may often have questions that come up during the project. And I mentioned communication as one of the key things that Monday does. Well, the nice thing about Monday is that you can communicate right inside the app. Here is an example. So I've created a parking lot here, which every team member can see. And it's basically just a sketch pad for all the possible ideas that I've just kind of wanted to dump somewhere. And it also functions very well as an idea capturing tool, so that if you have an idea, you just stick it in the parking lot and all the other team members can just review it and build on it and comment on it if they would so desire. Another big problem that Monday helps solve is version control. I'm sure you've had it where the different versions of a document are flying back and forth, and people struggle to keep up with what is the most current version. So there's an easy solution to that, and that's to keep everything on Google Drive and work synchronously on Google Drive. It really is the best way to do things. And you can link things directly to the Google Drive folder, as I've done here. So I've just included the link right there, and it takes me right to the Red Team Goals of Care Google Drive. So lastly, you could upload documents right to Monday if you wish. If you don't want to keep things externally on Google Drive. So to do that, we'll just click on the speech bubble here. Click Add Files from Computer, and I can upload this document right to Monday, and it lives there. And people can make comments on it, they can download it, whatever they want, but it serves as a repository as well. So how do you set this up? Well, there is a free account, which is still quite functional. So let me show you how to set up a new account here so that you can see what a free account looks like compared to the paid account. So let's just enter in a random email address here. Okay, and it'll ask us to create a new board. So let's open this up here. And let's use just that board there. Why not? Okay, so you can see that I've got pretty much the same setup as I did in the paid account, but there are a couple of key differences. So if I want to create a board on the paid account, on the free account, sorry, I can only create main boards. I cannot create private boards or shareable boards. And that's okay, Because for the free account, basically every team member gets access to everything, every single item on every board on the account. And that's generally enough if you're just doing things from project to project. Where you might want to consider a paid account is if you're doing enough projects, or if you're part of an organization that has several people and their members want their projects to be separated. So for example, I've got a whole suite of projects, quality improvement projects, that are being done with a completely different set of team members as to my colleague. And so we want to keep our projects separate. We don't really want to be seeing each other's boards if we're not involved in those projects. So you can create shareable boards which allow you to separate out projects, and each person in a shareable board, each member can then subsequently invite guests, which you cannot do in the free account. So a guest, for example, would be a student that I'm working with. So I don't want the student to be able to see and edit all of the boards that I've created. I just want them to be able to see, use, and edit the actions on just the board that I've invited them to. And so inviting a guest like that is only a feature of the paid subscription. So if you see here back on the paid account, if I wanted to create a new board and choose blank board, I could make it private, and so only I would see that. Or if I invited team members, then they could see that as well. Or I could make a shareable board, which again, nobody else would see on my team, and I could invite people from outside the team to work on with me. So that's pretty much it. Those are the main features of Monday. And again, I've found that this app has helped immensely in accountability as well as in consistency. And so I would recommend this highly to try out for your quality improvement project. Until next time, peace.